What's going on YouTube? It's time to share some knowledge. This is where I show you the top 10 items that I sold this past week. Well, actually it's 12 this week. And I also want to remind you about eBay's instant delivery. Still in beta. I showed it to you a couple weeks ago. It's really cool. And now they've gone mobile. Check this out. So I sold a turkey, or it's actually a Scentsy warmer, but it's shaped like a turkey. I'll put a better picture of it up here. Paid $5 for it at a Goodwill, and it sold for 50 bucks in a couple of days. These discontinued Scentsy warmers can be worth some really good money. I sold a Disney villain ones not too long ago for over $100, so definitely be on the lookout for these things. Look them up. Like I said, the discontinued ones are some crazy money sometimes. Grabbed this pressure cooker at a yard sale because it was new in the box. Paid $5 for it, and definitely be on the lookout for pressure cookers. Some of them can go for some crazy prices. This one, if it wasn't new, wasn't that great, but since it was new in the box, paid $5 for it, and it sold for $59. So apparently this older technology still sells. This is an Apple iPod Shuffle. It's only got 2 gigabytes of storage on it, so it's not going to hold a whole lot. Paid $3 for it from a garage sale, and it sold for $43. So this is definitely a brand that I'd never heard of that sells really well. Paid $4.75 for this Rowback pullover. I'll put a better picture of the logo and the pullover up here. Paid $4.75 for it, listed it, and I put it up for like 70 bucks. Kept getting a whole bunch of offers immediately after I listed it. Finally accepted an offer of $55 after a couple hours. Figured that'd be a good quick sale. So I picked these up from Goodwill, where all the boots are $8.50. These are a pair of men's Cabela's leather waterproof boots. One reason I grabbed them is because they're in really good condition. Decided to look them up. Surprisingly, Cabela's boots sell pretty well. Paid $8.50 for these, and they sold for $78.50 on eBay. So I had never heard of one of these before until I found it when I was out thrifting with Adam from Baldy Pal Picking on the way to the Prison to Profit convention. It's called a zip spin. It's basically a CD or DVD duplicator. Picked it up for $9 at this thrift store, and it sold for $70 pretty quickly. I sold this putter. You can see how long it is. It's actually what they call a belly putter, or some people call them a broom handle putter. Paid $10 for it at a garage sale, and it sold for $79.50. It's an Odyssey White Hot 2-ball putter. One thing to note about these long putters is they're over 48 inches long, so it's going to cost a pretty good bit to ship. The buyer's all in like $34 just to ship from South Carolina to West Virginia. So definitely, if you're going to sell these long things, take into account your shipping. So this is a Ping U wedge, which stands for utility. The lie angle is somewhere between 49 and 52 degrees. It depends on which set it's from. This is from the G30 series. It's a white dot, senior flex. The grip is bad on it, and it still sold for $84. I paid $1 for it from a thrift store. Be on the lookout for this Ping stuff. It can sell for some really good money. So you guys probably already know it, but Bose stuff sells really well. Picked up a set of speakers in my last video when I was thrifting at Goodwill. It's a set of Bose 301 Series 3. Paid $24.95 for them, listed on Facebook Marketplace the same night. They sold the next day for $120, took an offer. Figured it was a good quick flip, no shipping, no fees, not too bad. So these are some pretty rare golf clubs, not because of the brand. They're made by Tommy Armour. That's not a super high-end brand, but it's because they're copper. Copper golf clubs are getting harder and harder to find. If you can find some Ping copper golf clubs, you've got some pretty good money. Paid $10 for these, and they sold for $125 on Mercari, plus shipping. So a big shout out to my wife for this one. We were at a garage sale that I was ready to leave. I was frustrated. I was hangry. The lady was aggravating me. She wouldn't give me a price on anything. And I turned around and my wife picked up a bunch of board games, and this is one of them. Paid $2 for this Sorry Splash Mountain version. If you ever see these guys, these characters, Bear Fox, Bear Rabbit, and Bear Bear, on anything, they're probably worth picking up. Disney has rethemed their ride to Princess and the Frog, so these guys aren't around anymore. This stuff is becoming more and more rare. Paid $2 for this board game, and it sold for $140. So I wanted to share a quick shipping hack with you guys, a tool that I use. I've got this Sorry board game in here, and the box is a decent size, but it's a little too tall. That's where this guy comes in handy. It's a box resizer tool. Now there's several different kinds, but I really like this one because it has a guide on it. I can use my razor blade and make a line here and go all the way around, but I can't cut a straight line. So I'm going to use this thing, actually line it up at the top of my board game here. Cut every corner down to that score that it made. Actually gives us a nice clean box to finish off with. Nice and neat. That's going to save us some void fill because I have to fill that up so the board game wouldn't slosh around, and it may actually save us some money. Let's find out. So before we cut the box down, it weighed 3 pounds 7 ounces. Dimensions were 15 by 12 by 12. Look at US priority mail. It's $31.03 to ship. Let's see what else we got here. UPS ground 1707, FedEx 2251. Now after we cut it down, it was 15 by 12 by 6. Priority mail actually went down to 1085. UPS ground 1531, save some money there. FedEx 1975. So you can see the benefit of this thing. I'm going to go priority mail. I'm going to add a little bit of insurance to it because it's $140, which is over the priority mail limit. So I'm going to throw a link down below if you're interested in one. Definitely pretty handy to have around. So this is a pair of Nike Vapor Max. I kind of paid up for them a little bit. Paid $20 from a Goodwill, but they're a pretty rare colorway. They're called Blizzard Blue. I've had them listed for $165 for like 2 or 3 months. Several lowball offers came in, but I stuck to my guns, and finally the right buyer came along and they paid full price, $165. Now they're going off to an authenticator to make sure they're real, and then they're off to the buyer. The good news is there's no fees on these because they're over $100, so definitely a pretty good pickup.